welcome to my channel. Well, sorry I haven't been doing as many videos lately. I don't know what it is, the heat or what, but anyways, I got around to doing this one. And what it is kind of different knife designs that are a little bit unusual, but I still like. And sometimes I like them just because they're different. For example, this Kudu here. The main thing that makes it different is this ring locking mechanism. You know, I like the way it ratchets, and it's just different. It's different from another one, so that makes it nice for me. You know, just to have something a little different. Another thing is a cotton sampler. Man, I use this guy a lot. The little one. I use the little one quite a bit. This belly in it comes in pretty handy. It's kind of like a little spay blade up here. It's kind of like a scalpel. I mean, there's a lot of different things that it does. If you go to cut with it, of course, you want to put your finger up here to guide the material into it. Because otherwise, you're going to get hung up on this little cotton sampling thing. It's not really a finger choil. It was designed for testing the threads of cotton. You don't see them being used very much anymore. Here's, you know, the large cotton sampler, which more people might find useful because it's got a bigger blade and everything. But this one sits by my desk, and I use it quite a bit. Now here's the old hickory version of it. And the unusual thing about this is a forward cutting edge. Now I sharpened this one up quite a bit. So you can use this guy as a scraper and as a slicer and a cutter. I just like, you know, for a cotton sampler, this thing looks a lot unusual, you know, and of course Ontario is going out of business, so any odd designs or stuff like that you probably want to gobble up. Now here's another one that's a gift. It was a gift to me, but it's this A.G. Russell. It kind of combines a sunfish with a lockback, and again, it's just a, you know, a nice big fat blade here, and it's just different, unusual. And of course, clasp knives. Now, you don't see a lot of these because a lot of people want to go with a lockback or they want to go with something else. But I really like clasp knives because they're huge, and I don't know, they just look different. You know, it's almost like a little Bowie knife you carry around with you. Speaking of which, I watched a video where a guy kept saying Bowie, and I don't know, it's just, especially here in Texas, it's so unusual to hear someone call it a Bowie knife instead of a Bowie knife, because that's the way it's pronounced here in Texas. It's Bowie, not Bowie. And to go through an entire video hearing someone pronounce it differently, it's just weird to me. You know, you can call them whatever you want, you know. You can call them chicken knife for all I care, but anyway, there's just some examples of different shaped knives, and if you think about it, traditional knives were usually associated with some kind of job, you know, like stockman, trapper. You know, well, trapper, according, you know, like the bias says, that was just a thing made up by Case, but the muskrat, doctor's knives, you know, cotton sampler. See, all of these are kind of like associated with a particular job. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use them for that, but a lot of these jobs no longer exist. You know, like how many doctors make a house call anymore? If they do, it's because you're a mega millionaire or something. You know, that just doesn't happen anymore. And those weren't really doctor's knives; they were more physician's knives, but still, in cotton sampling. I'm sure they've got some kind of machine that does that, now. So a lot of these are just associated with things in the past that don't even exist anymore nowadays. And I think it's good to kind of link up with your past, like knife history and stuff. It's kind of interesting to have things that go back and remind me, like this is where, this is where modern knives got their idea from, is traditional knives. They didn't, they just started adding modern materials to them. And I've got nothing against modern knives, but personally I like the history and tradition of older knives, slip joints, lockbacks, whatever. It's just an association with the past. Now, I don't mind, like newer knives they come out with. This was like the Rough Rider Whittler, the Reserve Whittler and everything. It had that big fat blade on it. And then it's got, nice little pin blade. And then kind of I think this is a coping blade. Yeah. I don't do a lot of whittling with this one. When I got it, I just got it because it looked different. So yeah, you can collect knives for whatever reason, whatever your intention is and stuff. That's just the reason why I collect. I get different knives. And with these cotton samplers, as much as I like them, these are the only examples I've got. I didn't go get a bunch of different handle materials and everything else. Sometimes that works for me. Other times I decide, wow, I like this pattern. I'm going to get all of them, as many as I can in different handle materials. So yeah, it's entirely up to you how you want to get knives and collect knives or use knives. Some people get knives as tools, to use, and other people get them to collect. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's entirely up to you how you want to do your knife collections and stuff. So there you go, just a little heads up. Also, I haven't done last month's or this month's giveaway yet because I haven't ordered the knife. Yeah, I'm falling behind, but keep an eye out for that because I'll be getting one pretty soon. And we'll basically have 2 giveaways in August, one for July. I'm falling behind. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a nice day.